Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the Mike and Molson Too Good for Radio podcast.
Cheers.
Salute.
Good to be here.
Yeah, last week was a bit of a best of because you're both traveling, which means some fun travel stories, I'm sure, because you went to New York. Also, you were like in Houston and New York.
A couple things, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I went to Vegas, which if you don't come back with some type of weird story, did you really even go to Vegas?
That's right. That's true.
So we'll begin with you. Immediately, like your first day of travel, you text me and go, boy, I already got a story I got to share.
Yeah. And I wasn't even out of town at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago, but right after we finished taping the last episode.
Okay,
and so I had to go on a psychological sabbatical because of what happened.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear this then.
I can't even. It's such, and it's a delicate bathroom story.
Always interesting.
And I really haven't talked about it since it happened because it was that mortifying.
Oh God! I hope you don't get. I hope you don't get any shell shocked or any flashbacks.
So I go back to my office on the 8th floor of one of our fine high-rises here in Springfield, and I need to use the restroom.
Okay, that happens.
As people do.
Yeah.
So I go into the restroom. This was big potty.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, that's always fraught with peril. When it's for me anyway. I mean, you're talking to a gentleman who not till my 40 years old did I actually use the big potty in public anywhere.
Stop trying to glom onto my horror story here because you have no idea. You have no idea.
It's pitiful that you even try to compare.
Yeah.
All right. So you got to go. Idea. You got to go big potty. All right.
So I go there, do my thing.
Yeah.
Finish up, doing my aftercare.
Yes.
Tidying up, as it were.
Wishing you had paid for a bidet.
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay. And, you kind of do the thing where you look over your shoulder to see what kind of damage you've done or, make sure there's no medical things that you need to let the doctor know.
Correct. My wife always...
Not bleeding or anything like that.
My wife always yells at me like, why do you look? I'm like, who doesn't?
You got to look.
You got to look. You got to see what's going on.
Yeah. Something. You might have to report something to the
Exactly.
doctor.
Or your handiwork. You go, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came out of me.
Where'd all that come from?
Yeah, exactly.
All the things you got to do. 99.8 times out of 100, no big deal.
No.
You go on with your day.
You're going.
This time, there was something in there that I couldn't account for.
Oh, no.
I thought, was there something there before I sat down and I didn't catch it. I didn't recall that.
Public toilet, yeah.
Was it just the way the toilet paper landed and it was kind of folded,
giving like a dark shadow?
Yeah. Something that didn't quite make sense. And what I'm describing to you happens within like 4 seconds of me trying to figure it out. And then it moves.
Oh, no. What? Wait a second. It moves?
There is movement.
Oh, God. Not of the bowel kind? That's already happened. Right. Yes. Now this is a different movement.
And again, my brain goes, was there something there and it slid down or something? Just,
No. Oh, no.
And again, more movement.
Oh, God. Even now, I am getting chill, and I'm getting like, what did I just do?
This was horrible. This was absolutely the worst thing that's ever happened to me ever in my life. In fact, I will go so far as to say it's the worst thing that's happened to any person ever in their life.
Yes, I was going to say, why stop at you? This seems to sit down.
People have been run over by buses have not had a worse day than this.
Nothing on this. Sitting, because you are at your most vulnerable in the world when you are on a toilet.
Yeah,
and then to see something has moved, now you don't know, well, what may have moved on me?
And remember where I am in this process. I've just cleaned up, put everything into the toilet.
Yes.
So my trousers are still kind of half cocked up my leg, right?
Right. So you're still very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. And I'm like, did something slide in? Is there something there already?
Something fall from the ceiling maybe in there when I was looking.
Exactly. Could have been. No.
Boy, are we taking guesses on this, or are we just going to... Oh, man, there's so many possibilities. I hope it's none of them, but I know it's one of them.
I don't think you do know, because I will now tell you.
Okay. Is it? Wait. Before you tell me,
right.
was it insect or was it mammal?
It was a mammal.
Oh no! Was it what I think it is?
No.
Uh-oh. It was
It's not.
It's not what you would think it would be, which is probably like a mouse or something.
There was a bat.
Oh, God!
In the toilet.
That is literally batshit crazy.
And apparently was tucked up under the seat when I sat down.
Oh.
Looking at my ass the whole time.
You're surprised. You're lucky you didn't think it was another cave to go into. It was like, wow, look at me. I'm just sitting here. Next thing you know, a cave just happens.
I think the only thing that saved me was that I crapped on its head.
You blinded it. Well, its sonar wasn't able to work. It just kept reverberating back to itself. Like, how is it? The walls are caving in on me.
And it was in the process of trying to figure out what the fuck just happened to me while I'm sitting there.
What is going on? I'm just minding my business in a nice, cool place on a hot day, and next thing you know, this giant stalagmite comes falling on me. Good, sweet Christmas.
But
what do you do at that point? You have to flush. Did it go down the drain?
So that was my immediate thought was, I need to flush this thing right now to prevent because it's starting to find its way out.
It's like
because this is not where I want to be.
Back crap.
So I hit the thing. Water spins around, goes down. Bat does not.
Oh, the bat's still there. It's hung on. Yeah, exactly. It's hanging on there. It's like, thanks for cleaning me off, sir.
Yeah. And
how quickly did you then exit?
And then I pulled the pants up, belt. Did not wash my hands.
No, at that point you don't. You just find a different sink somewhere else.
And just went to my office, got my things, and just went home.
Yeah, no, that's all you can do. You don't alert anyone. You don't alert anyone.
No, I did. I called the landlord. I said, there is a bat in the toilet. It's not happy. Do something about that.
Please take care of that.
And he said, what was it? Was it just in the stall, or is it in the? I said, it's
in the toilet.
It's in the bowl.
Don't ask it any questions of what it saw or anything like that.
It's just been crapped on. And attempted to flush down the toilet, and now it's upset, and so I just
go take care of it.
Whatever you do in these situations, go do that. And then I left town for a week.
I don't blame you. I think you handled it the correct way. I, too, would have done the exact same thing. I am usually very staunch, especially after big boy potty. Yeah. You better wash your hands. But in that situation, I don't blame you in the least for just...
No.
I probably would have left whatever belongings you had in your office and just immediately exited the building, gone home, and just sat in a shower and washed myself clean for about 30 minutes.
Did the thing where I'm just sitting there with my knees up on my chest and I'm rocking back and forth.
Yeah, in the bathtub, just sputtering like, I can't believe that just happened.
It was looking at me.
It looked right at me. I hope oh my God. I hope it doesn't remember. I hope bats don't have good memories.
And the only thing that I can imagine, it had to have been tucked up under the seat or under the bowl there and under the
just
lip.
Kind of hanging.
Part
of me thinks that's on the bat. Pick a better hiding place.
Well, it is. It is on the bat.
Yeah, part of it's on. I mean, that's not all on you. But now, I imagine for the rest of your life, when you go to use a public restroom for big boy potty, you're gonna be that guy like sticking your head down to make sure there's no. What are you doing, Johnny? Making sure a bat's not there. Why would a bat be? You don't know.
No, I can tell you exactly what I've done for the past 14 days. Is I kick the lid with my foot so it bangs down real loud.
So that in case it were
on the toilet
to awaken it
to say, "Hey, bats, get the hell out of here! I got things to do. Men only."
Wow.
And it also proves my point of don't linger in the bathroom.
No, exactly.
Do what you need to do. Get out. Don't sit there and read on the phone or read the newspaper.
Had you done that,
exactly.
Who knows what would happen?
Who knows?
You could have had to have a rabies shot because that bat would have exacted its revenge for what you put it through.
That's a real possibility.
It really is. So, yes, don't linger unless you're in your home toilet. I think that's true.
Every toilet now has a bat in it, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, because I'm not one to talk. Remember, I had a bird in my bathroom fan.
Right.
So you never know what kind of wildlife may be around your bathroom private area.
My nuts are hanging down there and everything.
Could have globbed onto that. Oh, man.
Any number of things.
So many awful things.
Any number of things could have happened.
Yikes.
I'm glad I got out when I did.
I'm glad.
I'm wrecked. I'm a wreck.
Yeah,
I'm a wreck of a person right now.
I'm glad you got out relatively unscathed, but I'm sorry you had to go through all that.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that. Staying in bathrooms, here's a Dear Prudie involving...
You're gonna trigger me here.
I'm sorry. We're going to stay on the bathroom talk, though, here on the Mike and Melissa Too Good for Radio podcast. This Dear Prudie starts out, I'm engaged to somebody I thought would be a wonderful forever partner. They're witty, good-looking, dress well, and have a quote-unquote career working at a nonprofit related to animal rights. Life cannot be better, right? Well, no. Recently, I happened to be in the bathroom working on maintaining my beard when they ran in to use the toilet. I didn't want to see that. What's worse, when they went to wipe after peeing, they pulled out a 5-foot length of toilet paper, folded it over a bunch of times, wiped one time, and flushed it away. This sparked a conversation about wastefulness, because I cannot afford to marry someone who acts like they live on a golden barge as the Queen of the Nile. I carefully explained how 1 square of toilet paper is fine for wiping. Showed them how you can take that same square, wipe once, then fold it and wipe again, and then fold it one last time. That's 3 wipes square of toilet paper. I don't think that's possible. You can't wipe 3 with 1 square.
No. I'm even questioning 1.
Yeah, they said I was being unreasonable. I believe in compromise, so I bought them their own 1-ply toilet paper that they can use all they want, but they still waste my more expensive name brand toilet paper. I suspect this habit stems from their practice of stealing toilet paper from work, so they have no idea about how to be a bit thrifty. How can I get them to come around? I cannot have a life of this. What if their relatives come by and they're just as wasteful?
Yeah. It's got a whole family of...
Can you believe that's a problem that someone was upset about? I mean, I don't know about you. I don't want to take you back to the harrowing bat story, but at the same token... I don't think one square is not enough.
No.
You at least have to do 2 squares. And I understand the fold over then, right? You wipe once and you maybe fold over and be able to do again. But what kind of origami toilet paper magic is this guy using to where he thinks he can wipe 3 times with a single square of toilet paper?
Yeah. You can't and you shouldn't.
No. That is fraught with peril of unexpected consequences on the hands.
And I am doubting that it was really 5 feet of toilet paper.
No. And by the way, though, a woman's prerogative. Yeah. You do what you need to do to feel clean, lady.
Exactly.
I'm not going to judge you. I mean, she shouldn't be running in, but if they only have 1 bathroom and this dingbat is there grooming his beard like he's going to be in the next big, contest for the world's greatest beard, and she's got to go, you got to go. Then step outside for him. First of all, don't continue maintaining your beard. Step outside and give the woman some privacy.
Yes.
And sure as hell, don't judge her afterwards and go, how dare you use up all my great toilet paper?
When it comes to bathroom things, it's like, okay, that's how you do that? All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to judge. And how many times else is he going to steal? Is he going to see that? I hope never again, where it needs to be an issue.
And if this is your breaking point in a relationship, it's never going to work.
Right, exactly. And Prudie goes on to say, you should drop this and let your partner do whatever they want to do in the bathroom. By the way, you put career in quotation marks, so my suspicion is that you either don't take their work seriously or you make more than them and feel an additional financial burden. If the latter is the case, you should have a budget conversation prior to getting engaged where you both share your financial philosophies and try to work through any differences in the ways you relate to money. This isn't about TP. Even with inflation, the price difference between a store brand 1-ply and a name brand Ultra Stop is not going to send you into ruin. So make a budget for house supplies that you can both agree on and stop trying to control your partner's wiping.
And maybe she was wrapping it all around her hand to make a bat-grabbing mitt.
Correct. You don't know. Where is this guy living? Maybe there was a bat in there, or she saw like a lizard or something came up out of the toilet, or there was a snake that came. We've seen how many stories about that. And she's like, I'm just going to make sure. to grab.
In case I covered my hand.
Exactly. I can't ask for a plastic glove at this point.
Right.
I'm just going to grab it and go.
Yeah, it's what I do now.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I wrap both of my hands completely in toilet paper, and I put on a hat before I go to the bathroom.
You go in an entire beekeeper thing, and you have a specific butt flap on the beekeeper thing just to kind of make sure. Mm-hmm. I don't blame you.
No,
I would be doing that as well.
And I've got a spear. I walked in with a spear.
Just in case.
And a dart gun.
Knock it out or kill it. Yeah. One of the two is going to happen.
Where are you going? Bathroom.
So nowhere near as harrowing as these two experiences in the toilet, I will share with you the story of a Vegas pool complex.
Okay.
So when we went to Vegas, we got a pool cabana at a particular resort. Okay. And in this particular resort, they had a pool complex complete with lazy river, like 4 or 5 other different pools. And the pool we ended up having the cabana in was the 18 and over pool. So I should have known something like this was probably going to happen, considering as 18 plus and no kids were going to be around. So in the situation at hand, we got there relatively early because you want to take advantage of so the cabana's open at 9 a.m. and they go till 5 p.m. Alcohol isn't served till 10 a.m. So we're there majority of the day, minding our own business. We go to the Lazy River Complex for a little bit. And towards the end of the cabana time, where the 18 and older pool is, there was a particular woman who I'm assuming was there with her boyfriend, hubby, to spice up the love life.
Okay.
Because she starts making the rounds of the entire pool, going up to different ladies who have been dancing to the music and using the same kind of line on all of them. She was going up and she was like, "Oh my God, I've been so admiring you from afar all day. You are so beautiful and just so rhythmic in your movements. I am blown away how beautiful." Like throwing out getting like uncomfortably close to each woman.
She's going person to person saying this.
Yes. Okay. Each woman down the line. Because she went to one close to us first. Right. We're very docile. Like, we're not club people, me and the wife. So I wasn't offended that we weren't kind of for the weird changing of keys or whatever is going to spice up this woman, the love life. But she gets one, and the one lady's like, "Huh, thanks," and kind of backs away, like, "Okay, I'm cool with the compliment." And so when there's not a bite there, I see her go to the next one, and she's like, "You're so beautiful." Now, the next one she went to was a woman who had to have been on ecstasy, because this one was standing in the middle of the pool and was dancing, I think, to the own music in her head.
Right.
And she was just kind of, and every once in a while, she would like thrust her head back and down her White Claw. Mm-hmm. So very fancy woman. And that seemed to be going a little bit better, right? Because then they kind of like come over a little bit, but then ecstasy White Claw lady leaves the pool for a second. And then I see the woman trying to spice up her love life go back to her man in the cabana. And he's just kind of lying. It was just weird. I felt like I was back in the swinging 70s or at the Playboy Mansion out of nowhere. It just made me feel uncomfortable to see.
Yeah. Did she land anybody?
I don't know. We left before they left.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure Ecstasy Girl was going to be her mark.
I mean, that's exactly what she was doing. I mean, she wasn't just like complimenting people.
That's what I thought.
She was trying to bring in another.
Because of the way she would go back to the like. At first, you go, okay. It's one of those things of like, complimenting each other. It's not something any two dudes would ever do. Like, "Oh, your movement's so rhythmic," right? And be like, "I've been watching you from afar." It was more than just a compliment, right? Like, normally if your compliment be like, "Love your bathing suit," or your top, or "Where'd you get your boobs done?" I'm looking into it because it's Vegas. But it was more than that, and it was one of those uncomfortable, like, initiate the weird compliment and then get really uncomfortably close in a pool.
Yeah.
I mean, there was not, there's not a lot of clothing in the pool to begin with. And so it was very much like, I've been watching you. Right. And it was weird to watch.
Well, and that's the strange thing about swingers is they don't care.
No. I've never understood
that because, man, there are some ugly swingers. They're just ugly, misshapen, horrific-looking swingers,
and they
don't care as long as you're swinging.
Right, and they always aim high. Yeah. Right? They're always going outside their level of where they should be.
Right, but they settle for anything.
Correct. They cast a wide net, and whatever they can catch in it, they're okay with. Yeah, they don't really have a lot of scruples.
I've seen those videos. They're messed up.
They're not great.
No.
They're not great. So I assume this woman and her man eventually got Ecstasy Girl to join them for whatever weirdness was going to happen in the room. But it was just odd to see play out in real life.
See, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, that there's so much homemade porn going on right now that you're always there was a porn movie being filmed at your hotel. Probably on the same floor.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
That's exactly what was going on.
There was at least OnlyFanage going on. It may have been one of those things where now that I'm thinking about it, it may not have been spicing up their particular love life. It may just been, we need new OnlyFans content. Who can we cast a net on? Who's going to sign this and be okay with involving in it?
There was somebody at the pool with a hidden camera.
I bet you there was.
Watching this whole thing go down, and then they went up to the room and they made porn.
And they made some porno.
Yeah.
You know who should have been there, Mark? There should have been a guy who has been an easy mark in the lazy river, going around the lazy river. Nelly comes on. Hey, it must be the money, right? I mean, they're playing all these different. That's a debate for a different day about me and my wife had. She wanted her playlist, which is for the pool. I was like, no, you got to go with the older, jams. But anyway, so they're playing "Must Be the Money." We're going around the lazy river, and there was a guy. And probably a swing or two.
Oh, yeah.
I assume he had to have been. The weird, overly tan, really not self-conscious all about his body that should have been more covered.
Sure.
And so he starts singing, every time it must be the money, must be the titties! And points at every girl who goes by, must be the titties!
Oh, man.
Must be... It's like, dude, seriously? I understand it's Vegas.
Yeah.
I understand the situation. But come on.
He's playing the lottery.
He's hoping one will be like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they are. Must be
but
these.
They're not.
No. Most of them were just like, dude, leave me alone.
You checked into a porn hotel.
Thankfully, that wasn't the hotel we were staying at.
Oh, okay, good.
Thankfully, we were staying at a classier establishment. But you're right. There was a lot of porn.
Matter. There's still porn going on.
There's a lot of porn going on, for certain.
If you're listening at work right now, go down 2 offices. There's porn going on.
I'm sure, there's some type of OnlyFans page going on, for certain.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed in today's society, somebody in your office, it may be someone you don't expect.
Mm-hmm. Always is.
Exactly. It may be William from accounting, who looks all straight-laced, but on the weekends when he goes to Vegas, which he goes way too many times, he's that guy with the girl.
He's got a leather mask with bunny ears. And
doing his whole
ball
thing.
In his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. The bat in his toilet. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen to those kink videos. Bat in toilet videos.
Yep. .com.
Yeah, it is the Mike and Molson Too Good for Radio podcast. And we end this particular episode. There's always obituaries. Some can go too funny. Mm-hmm. Some are very much just straightforward. And then there are others that go scorched earth on the deceased.
Yeah, I love it when people we hate die because people just
this one takes the cake. This one may be one of the greatest we've ever seen. So let me introduce you to the obituary for Lawrence H. Paff Sr.
Okay.
By the way, he has a silent P. It's P-F-A-F-F, so Paff or Faff, whatever
Larry
it may
Paff.
be. Larry Paff. He was born in, here's how it starts. Lawrence H. Paff Sr. was born in Belmont, New York on April 16, 1941. He passed away on June 27, 2022, living a long life, much longer than he deserved.
I would have killed him myself if I had the chance.
He is survived by 3 children, 5 children. Well, as of 2022, we believe there is one more that we know about, but there could be more. His love was abundant when it came to himself, but for his children, it was limited. From a young age, he was a ladies' man, an abusive alcoholic, solidifying his commitment to both with the path of destruction he left behind, damaging his adult children, and leaving them broken.
Wow. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, exactly. It continues. Lawrence Sr.'s hobbies included abusing his first wife and children. He loved to start projects, but never followed through any of them. He enjoyed the life of a barfly for many years and had a quaint little living space studio above his favorite hole in the wall, the Club Nashville. Lawrence Sr. did spend over 20 years in the NYPD, but even his time in service was negligent at best. Because of his alcohol addiction, his commanding officer took away his gun and badge, replacing them both with a broom until he could get his act together. Lawrence Sr. did claim to be clean and sober for over 30 years, but never worked any of the 12 steps, including the 8th and 9th step with his children making amends.
Yeah.
He possesses no redeeming qualities for his children, including the ones he knew and the, quote, ones he knew about.
Dang.
There's still a paragraph left, Johnny.
Yeah.
What are you thinking thus far?
I'm sure this is Eddie
Path?
Murphy?
Yeah. It'll be challenging to miss Lawrence Sr. because he was narcissistic. He was incapable of love. Lawrence Sr.'s passing proves that evil does eventually die, and it marks a time of healing which will allow his children to get their closure they deserve. Lawrence Sr. can be remembered for being a father to many and a dad to none.
Oh, ow.
Bam!
Man.
Go!
Wow. Yeah.
That just is just like, that's the stomping on the grave and kind of wiping the dirt with your feet,
yeah.
right?
Last shovel of dirt and then spitting.
And then just, yeah. That is brutal, is it not?
Are they happy now, do you think?
No.
That was my thought. As I don't know that this has solved their misery, him dying. Although it sounds awesome that he's dead.
Yes, it sounds awesome.
He's a terrible person.
Right, exactly. It sounds like a terrible person.
I didn't meet him.
And I will give them credit for him. We've talked about this before. There's that thing where when someone dies, we feel like we have to pay reverence.
Right.
And there's always like, they may have been a horrible a-hole their entire life, but when they die, can't speak ill of them. We got to make sure it's sad that they're gone and everything else. So I give them credit that they painted this picture of someone who they obviously could not stand. It was not a great person.
Right.
But to your point, I don't know how much closure this brings them.
It's funny.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I hope they have a good laugh.
I hope they do, too. The fact that solidifying his commitment to both with the path of destruction he left behind, damaging his adult children and leaving them broken. The thing that really gets me is he possesses no redeeming qualities for his children, including ones he knew and the ones he knew about. And that last coupling line of remembered for being a father to many and a dad to none.
Can you, this is a question for any attorneys out there, can you put something in your will that forbids people from writing your obituary?
Or just write it beforehand. Or write exactly to make sure upon my passing, this is the pre-approved obituary that needs to be posted in the paper. Let me ask you this. Your preference when it comes to this, the funny ones that try too hard or the scorched earth ones? If you're going to depart from the normal, he was a dad who loved a and like this, and this, and was an avid fan of this. He is, preceded in death by blah, 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 blah. Do you prefer the ones that add a little humor, or do you like the ones that just are like, screw it, he's a terrible person?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, I would like to think somebody would write something funny.
The problem is with you, you're such a master wordsmith that people may feel intimidated and feel like they're not doing justice to you. I mean,
you're right about that. I should probably do it myself.
You really kind of need to. Although on my rough draft, I will include. Thankfully, he'll never have to poop in another bat toilet again.
Right. And that's one of my accomplishments. Is I foiled a bat from attacking me.
Right.
By crapping on its head.
I feel like now, when you pass, I need to come up with some type of Family Guy cutaway that involves a bat flying in with something or whatever, and like landing in a toilet or a toilet with a bat or something along those lines.
But it just makes you want to live your life in such a way that nobody does that to you when you're gone.
If you right now are being like, am I a good person or not? Means you're probably not.
Right. You're probably going to get one of these.
And you're probably going to get one of these, so change your ways.
Yeah.
This is a George Bailey moment for you. You got through the looking glass thanks to Lawrence Paft Sr.
Yeah.
A terrible, raging alcoholic son of a bitch who has no redeeming qualities and was a father to many but a dad to none.
I never met the guy, and I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm glad he was at least able to provide us with some subject matter for this particular podcast.
Get out of here, Larry.
Yeah, Larry Paff. Why don't you go dump in a toilet with a bat, Larry?
You deserve that.
Yeah,
treatment.
You do. Well, thank you all for listening. And remember, if you take nothing away, kick that toilet seat
before you sit down. There's probably a bat there right now.